This time on Street Rat Garage, it is the perfect day to come out to the auction. So why is a gloomy, nasty day where it's raining the best day to come out to the auction? Well, this is Tuesday, and this is the night that the auction actually runs. Most people wait until the last day to come out and look at the vehicles that they will be bidding on online, because sometimes there's not always, they don't always have all the vehicles out here that are going to run through that night, so they just wait till the last day and then they come out here and look at these vehicles. Right now we have a momentary lapse in rain, but it's been raining all day long. It's been miserable out here, and there's nobody here. There's like one guy out here looking at a couple cars. There's nobody here, and there probably hasn't been anyone here all day long. So yeah, there's going to be some people bidding online. There's going to be some people that came out in advance to look at these vehicles, but most of these vehicles, they're not going to get good bids tonight because people didn't come out here to look at them. And you always want to come out here to look at them. Usually you want to come out here to look at them before you bid on them, but we're going to go look at some. So let's get started. Well, the very first thing we're going to have on the list is this Chrysler 300, and we actually looked at one before. I believe it was this one right here that had a little damage on that fender, but they brought in one that looks just like it, but it's not just like it. This is a 2007 300C with the Hemi engine in it. So yeah, that makes it a little bit more special and a bit more pricey. That one didn't sell, and I think it only got a couple $1,000s on bids, and it's not running through the auction, but this one is. This one would be a pretty good deal. Everybody's getting into these guys. Well, they've been getting into them for quite a while, but let's have a look inside this guy here. Okay, well, the first thing I see is this shifter. Yeah, something's missing here-ish, but yeah, it's back here. And why, you might ask, is it back there? Well, a lot of times these guys get stuck in a gear. I don't have the key. I could go get the key, but I'm pretty sure that this is probably the neutral lockout on this. Can't do it with one hand, but something probably happened where it won't go into park, so they had to pull it off and hit that switch there in order to get it in and out of gear. It only has 110,000 miles on it. It's hard to read because of the screen, but there's nothing wrong with the screen. It's just the way the camera picks it up. It's not really doing that in real life, only on the camera. Something about frames per minute or second, whatever. Anyway, but it's got all the good stuff. It has a fancy radio back in the day, and you know, all the AC, the dual climate control, heated seats, you know, I think this is actual leather too. Nice, pretty nice on the inside. It's a little bit dirty on the hand rests and all that other stuff, but not bad at all. At 110,000 miles, this should still be a good runner. Well, I just opened up the engine compartment, and it's disgusting under here. That shock is broken, and there is junk just hanging out here. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe they messed this up in only 110,000 miles. That's not a good look at all. Upon further inspection, you can see the tire is low, and it is dry rotted as well. Man, the body's good on this. That's the issue. It's got a good body. What could be wrong with that? Well, it's 2007. I don't think they had the problem with the cam back in 2007, but somebody will have to let me know. I thought that was after post 2009 when they had cam and lifter issues from idling too much. But something's wrong with this, obviously, or there may not be anything wrong with it and it was part of an estate sale. We don't know. It's not one I'm really interested in, but I would like to see what it goes as far as price-wise. But there's some better things that I want to look at. This guy right here is a 2020 Challenger with the Hemi in it. So 5.7 liter Hemi, 2007, only has 49,000 miles on it, and it's going through pretty early. So this looks nice. And this looks like something we cannot afford, but it's always a good idea to keep an eye out and see what prices are going for. It was not taken very good care of, though. That's concerning. 2020, I mean, 4 years, you'd think somebody would be able to keep it clean, and or at least you think they would have cleaned it coming to the auction. But that gives us a little bit of insight on the owner of this vehicle. Probably, if they can't clean it on the inside, what makes you think they maintained it on the outside? So yeah, this monster right here, check this out. 2020 Challenger with a V8 in it. This is one of the nicest cars they have going through this auction. I mean, what can you say? How can you not beat a Hemi powered Challenger? Maybe if it was stick, it'd be a little bit better, but I don't know how it gets too much better. I was told that this has some special modifications to it, and that it has brand new tires, which it has brand new tires on it. So this is one you guys are going to want to get your hands on. I was also told that these Chargers were coming up for auction as well, and that Hyundai right there. That Hyundai's from CarMax, so even CarMax brings their vehicles here to be sold. They have some nice stuff, so yeah, check these guys out. Or more accurately, underneath the hood. Well, it definitely looks a whole lot better than the Chrysler 300C over there. Everything looks pretty good. Looks like it's got a newer serpentine belt on it. Yeah, you pull the dipstick. We can have a look at the oil. If I can. Actually, the oil's not bad. It's not too clean and it's not too dirty. When it's super clean, you worry about it, and when it's super dirty, you worry about it. But that looks just about right, so not bad. The next thing what I want to do is look at our body lines, and when I opened the hood, I noticed something very interesting. That right there, those are the holes, and this is the bumper cover where it's supposed to line up, and none of the pins are in here. And if we look over here, there's a little piece of tape, which is not even the kind of tape they use, or you're really supposed to use in body shops. Just looks like regular old masking tape right there. So that was taped off and sprayed right about like that. You can see the spray through that hole right there. So yeah, this front end was resprayed for whatever reason. Somebody got in a little fender bender, and when I close the hood, you can see how far it's up. I mean, that's an easy fix. I don't know why somebody just didn't put the little pins in there. I think it's just some plastic clips that go in there that holds that down, and it will look just fine. But we will come in here and we will look at the rest of our lines, which that looks good. That door gap looks good. That door gap is good. The trunk seems a little tight on that side, and it seems a little gappy on this side. So let's look at these lines here. They're okay. They're okay. Let's look at them on this side, because something's, here we go. There it is. Something's not quite right. Look how she's sticking out right there. So something happened in the quarter panel area, maybe, or maybe the back end, or maybe it happened when the front end happened. Maybe it got hit in the back and pushed it into the front. But yeah, that gap, a little bit too much on that side, a little too less on that side. Oh, there, right, is that, check that out. Yeah, that's smooth, but there it is right there. There's our guy. We got a wrinkle in the quarter panel that's causing all that. You can see it, can't you? Yeah, you can. Not pretty. It's supposed to be nice and smooth like that, but it is not. So, and I found just a little bit right here too. No, that's not a big deal. We don't care much about that, but we do care that we got a wide gap here, and then we got a more narrow gap here, and this door is sticking out just a hair. So we got some issues in this quarter panel, but you know, it's not awful, not terrible. But overall, this is a really good car. It's still, you know, a V8 2020 Challenger. Now, you're just gonna have to take into consideration the damage. If it was me, I'd just buy it accordingly, and I wouldn't even do anything with it. I'd just drive it like that. It's still a good looking car, and that damage is kind of hard to see. But if you're a perfectionist, this might not be the car for you. But if you want a good cheap V8 Hemi car, there you go. And continuing on with the Dodge is an 08. Is that 08 or 9? Looks like they wrote 8 and then 9, or 9 over the 8 or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, it's a short bed, regular cab, short bed truck, which, you know, for some reason everybody likes short beds. I'm more of a long bed type of guy myself. You gotta watch out for this electric fence. I've been touching it every time I come out here. You know, they're gonna turn that on one of these days, and I'm gonna rub up against it. But yeah, that'd be a lawsuit, wouldn't it? Anyway, I got the tow package on it. Flex fuel. Is this a 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive? Let's see. I don't know. 2-wheel drive, I think. Look under here. Or we could have just looked on inside. It's a 2-wheel drive. So this is a good candidate to slam. That'd be nice. Short bed V8 with a 4.7 in it. Actually, I would prefer the 4.7 in one of these trucks if I was just driving it around, because we know how the 5.7 it goes sometimes. But this one does have 239,000 miles on it, but probably still runs okay. But that's a lot. That is quite a few miles, but if you can get it cheap, it would be well worth it, because you don't see a whole lot of the short bed Dodges around that are still in decent shape. I mean, it's in pretty good shape. It's got some rust right here on the bed, but that's way better than that Dakota I had. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. It's somewhere in my playlist. It was all rusted through here, and the doors were rusted, and I wound up selling that truck, so it's gone. So we're looking for another Dodge truck. So if this one goes cheap enough, we could pick this one up. But I don't know. It's got garbage tires on it. It definitely would be a good one to slam to the ground. Right next to it is that fancy Ford F-150 that we looked at in the last video when we were here. It's still sitting here, so hasn't sold yet. Unfortunately, there's still some people that sell here that think it's 2020 and everything's still worth a bunch of money, which is not. So their vehicles just sit around for weeks and weeks and weeks and months until they give up and decide to sell it. And I just happened to see this Durango, which really looks like one that went through the Gov Deals sale. I mean, it was hit right in where they're repairing all this. So, that hopefully they get this all back together, because that would make a pretty good deal for somebody. But man, that is a lot of work. I thought about buying this one, but wow, they're really putting the work into this. Now here we have an absolute beast of a truck, a Ford F-350 with a Power Stroke. Again, I'm not a Ford guy, but I mean, I drive this one. 152,000 miles on a diesel. That is absolutely nothing. I mean, this is a monster. And man, it has this bit on it with a I think you put the spools of cable on here, you know, line truck, and run them down. Let's see if it's got, yeah, it's got the old gooseneck on her. All you need is a fifth wheel mounted on here, and you can haul trailers. That's this would make you some money. So they have up in northern Indiana companies that sell trailers, and they have to be delivered. So if you get you a truck like this, you can hook travel trailers, pull behinds here, goosenecks, and put a fifth wheel on it. You can haul those, and it pays pretty good. But you don't want a brand new truck when you do it. You want something like this that you didn't pay a whole lot of money for, because you're going to put a lot of miles on it. So you need something nice and easy to maintain, and something that's four-wheel drive. You're definitely going to need that at some point. But look at this bumper on this. This is massive. You can even hook a trailer if you need to pull it out and rehook to it. So that's pretty awesome. This is a very, very, very versatile truck. So anybody needs one of these, it's here too. Let's see what it goes for. And check this out, an old, can you see it, U-Haul truck that was turned into some sort of plumbing supply truck. So I bet you money that this has a 6.0 in it. And how many miles does it have? It didn't say how many miles. I bet it has a lot of miles on it, but if it runs, it's worth whatever miles it has on it. This thing is dirty on the inside, but the thing is, this is gonna be a two-wheel drive, so that means it's gonna have a 4L80E, or what year is this, an 04? Yeah, it should have a 4L80E transmission, a two-wheel drive transmission. So if this goes cheap, 6.0 4L80E transmission, yank that out, scrap the truck or sell parts off of it, and that's all your hot rod stuff right there. So I just looked it up. It says it runs, and it says it has 140 something thousand miles on it, so that's actually pretty good. So a lot of you do not like the fact that I like rusty old vehicles, but I do, and especially these Chevy trucks. I saw a guy driving this one around, so he was test driving it a little bit, which I don't technically think you're supposed to do, but you know, some people can do it. Anyway, I mean, it's going to have the 5.3. I heard it when it went by 99,000, or you know, so 99, but miles are unknown on it. But it's in pretty good shape. I would say $1,000 on this. I mean, let's see what it goes for, but kind of like that. Now let's look at this guy all the way back here. Look at the bumper on this monster. I mean, this is solid too. It's got a worn winch on it that doesn't even look like it's ever been used. Driving lights, roof rack. This is quite nice. I was told this had something special underneath the hood. So let's look at that. Wow. Wow, look at that. That's a diesel. Yeah. I know nothing, absolutely nothing. I didn't even know this was a thing. Jeep diesel. Whose diesel is this? Is this Chrysler's diesel? I mean, Chrysler doesn't have a diesel, right? It's not a Cummins. I don't know what this is. Who knows what kind of diesel they would have put in a Jeep? I don't even know what year this is. I'll tell you later. But wow, that's pretty impressive. That you gotta be able to go anywhere in this little Jeep. That's crazy. Oh look, there's a Tahoe, kind of like mine, except it's not a police edition. It's not in the sale this week, but we'll have to keep our eye out on that one. Kind of like it. And a Jeep, 138,000 miles on 2007 Rubicon. So yeah, Rubicon is like next level Jeep, but I can't remember the hierarchy. What is it? Like Sport, and then Sierra, Rubicon, and then those 392s, whatever those are called. I think those are still Rubicons though. But this is a good entry level Jeep. You just have to come in here and look at the frames on these guys, which this one looks pretty good, not bad. But why do I see so many of these Jeeps without any carpet in it? Is it because their feet get muddy, or because they fill them up with water? Is that why there's no plug here? Keep it dry when you go off road? It could be, but you think they keep the carpet and put it back in when they're not off-roading. But this is not in bad shape at all. I kind of like this one. I've actually I have a Jeep, and we're gonna do a series on that one of these days. But I wouldn't mind having this one as an off-road toy. Mine's not going to be an off-road toy, but this is definitely headed in that direction. No, there's no wheel wells inside of it. I think they make a panel that goes here that you can buy, and you know, so you're not splashing your engine. But it needs a different grill. It needs one of those angry grills or like that. But it's got the aftermarket bumper on it, so it's a start. Okay, I think we're done looking around here. There's way more cars than we've looked at, and this is online, so you guys can go and check this out online. Even if you're not in this state, you can always have them shipped to you. And I don't know, you probably can pay somebody to come out here and look at these vehicles for you. Brokers, that sort of thing. Most auctions have those. You might give these guys a call. I don't know if they do that or not. I never asked. But yeah, have them shipped. I was told there was a rather pricey vehicle that was sold and shipped out of state here just not too long ago. So it happens. Anyway, I'm almost out of battery on this, so let's get back inside and see what these things are going for. Okay, we are back inside, and it is time to start bidding. So the first one up, let's see what we got here. Looks like we have a Chevy Silverado. Yeah, that red one we looked at that we said it ran because there was a guy driving it around the lot. So I said $1,000 on it, so it's already at $1,000. Well, $1,100, $1,200. So it's doing pretty good for itself. Let's see, it has some rust on it. The interior's okay. Oh, look at that. You know, it has the V6 in it. I thought it had the 5.3. It sounded like a V8 when it went by, but I guess it wasn't.
I want $1,300.
Well, if it had a 5.3, I think I might have thrown some numbers on it, but I really don't need a six-cylinder. The six cylinders are okay, but I'm going to turn this volume down a little bit so I can hear. So, it's getting good money for a six-cylinder with the, I mean, the body's okay. There it goes. Sold for $1,350. That's not so bad. Now, let us not forget our auction fees. So that, what was that? $1,300, something like that. So 1,000, well, it's in between 1,000 and 14 right here. $1,000 to $1,499. You're going to pay $235 for that. So, you know, that's like, what was it, 13? I can't remember now. I lost the amount, but I think it was $1,200. So $235. So, you know, $1,535 of those 13, plus taxes. So you're going to get a little bit more on that. So it's about $1,600, $1,650, I would say. Everything all in, that's how much they paid for that truck. So never forget about your auction fees. If you are getting close to your budget on that, make sure that you have enough money to pay for it. Don't forget the auction fees. Don't forget the taxes. Then you have to title it and plate it if you're, unless you're gonna flip it, of course. But yeah, Don't forget those fees. Here is our Chrysler 300. And it already had some pre-bids on it, and it's up to $1,800 right now. So this is, yeah, 110,000 miles on it with that 5.7 liter Hemi engine in it. This is a nice car. And right now, I can't see it going for $1,800 though. It runs and drives. Possible shifter issue. Brake interlock button needs repaired. We already knew that, so we knew that going in. But they want $2,000 bid. There it is. They got $2,000 on it. I don't know. A V8 Chrysler 300C. Oh, they said they're going to sell it. Man, that's not bad at all. 340 horsepower and 390 foot-pounds of torques. Let's see what it goes for. See if anybody else bids on this one. I would say that would be a pretty good deal right there.
Going twice for $2,100. Selling all the way. New bid $2,200.
It says it runs and drives. I mean, it was dirty underneath the hood, but
Going twice for $2,000. New bid $2,300.
it was just sitting there. It's just sitting somewhere and somebody stopped driving it. So they just don't want it anymore. Sometimes that happens. $2,400. They're bidding this one. They're battling on this one pretty good. They're going back and forth, so it's going twice, so we still got a minute here to look at these pictures. It's pretty solid underneath. Not a whole lot wrong with this car. I don't need it. I don't know what I would do with it, but it would be a fun car to have. I mean, it's going to sell for $2,500. You can make money on that all day long. I mean, there it goes, $2,500. Somebody got a good deal on that. I like that one. Oh, there's the other Chrysler 300 we were looking at. I forgot it was for dealers and dismantlers only. So there's something wrong with this one. It says engine tapping, dents. Must be something wrong with the paperwork on it.
What's wrong with this one?
Yeah, what is wrong with this one?
For $425.
And I think the last time that it went went for like $500 and didn't sell. But it's kind of rough when you only can sell to dismantlers and dealers at a public auction.
No sale. The reserve was not met.
No, it didn't go again, so it's going to continue to sit there. So let's move on to the next one. There it is, our 2020 Dodge Challenger, and the pre-bids were in already. It's already 13, and they're bidding pretty good on it right now. 13,175. That if it goes for that, I will be shocked because it should not go anywhere near that. Yeah, $13,200 they're trying to get right now. That is a nice looking car. 49,000 miles on that. That's cheaper than a dealer auction right now. Apparently, there's not enough people here to bid on it. I mean, there it goes. No sale. At $1,300 or $13,000, yeah, definitely not going to sell for that kind of money. They didn't even have a if. That's how far they were off on that one, I imagine. So that one's going to still be up for sale at that auction. So you might want to check it out. And it'll run through. Definitely going to run through next week. So look out for that one. Now we have our 2008 Dodge Ram, the short bed truck. It's at $2,600 right now. So you can pre-bid. Like I've said it before, you do not have to attend this auction. You don't have to be online at time. You can go in and pre-bid on it all week long. Anytime you want, 24 hours a day, just go in and put in your bid. And if you put in a high enough bid, then maybe you'll win it. But I've only seen that a few times, actually, that somebody's actually won that already had a pre-bid on it. Because people usually bid way under the money that it's actually worth. So yeah, this is not our truck.
Give me $3,800.
No, it's not our truck. This is a blue quad cab. Well, we're gonna look at it anyway. My bad. So what is this?
I want $3,800.
This is a 5.7 liter four-wheel drive truck with 140,000 miles on it. I just saw blue.
Going twice for $3,700.
It's nice inside. Let's see if it sells. Is it going to sell for $3,700?
Sold for $3,700.
Huh. That's not bad.
Next item.
That's definitely better than our other truck.
Asking for $1,700.
Let's continue the trend of stuff we did not actually look at. I wanted to look at this one, but it was so rainy and they had this inside somewhere, so I didn't get a chance to look at it. A 2013 Ducati. So
You know it's worth more than that.
I have no idea how much these motorcycles are worth.
$2,600.
So if anybody knows, you can go ahead and chime in on that one. But it has 5,800 miles on it. Runs and drives. Runs and drives. Yep. Runs and drives. That's what we know. And it doesn't have very many miles on it.
Still under the money.
That's probably too cheap for it. I don't think this one's going to sell unless they get the bids up here a little bit. But nice motorcycle.
You're still out.
I would drive one of these. Yep.
We're still a long way off.
Don't know how fast they are.
Going twice for $3,200.
But it's going twice. I seriously doubt if they sell this one. There's no way. They're not going to sell it for that kind of money.
The reserve was
Nope.
not met.
Not even the if on that one. Oh well.
Item, 2002.
Now let's go look at something that we did look at. All right, here is that monster Ford F350 Super Duty.
$6,000.
And they're bidding up on that one pretty good. It's going 6,000. It's a 15. So,
New bid $6,200.
oh, look at it go. Look at it go.
New bid $6,300. We're not there yet.
It is a trailer hauling monster.
You know it's worth more than that.
And I'm pretty sure this truck was not worked that hard considering the bed and its
Come on, it's a super.
duty
I want $6,600.
of just running lines out. So running cable. I'm pretty sure that's a cable bed on the back of it.
Once for $6,500.
So it was not used hard. Drove up and down the interstate a little bit and ran some cable.
Going twice for
That's about it.
$6,500.
Let's see if it actually goes for this kind of money. If it goes for this kind of money,
No
that's
sale. The reserve was
crazy.
not met.
Nope, it didn't go for that. I didn't think it would have. That's way too cheap for that truck. All right, the van is up for sale, and it's well, it's $1,300 already. $1,400. Boy, somebody wants that one. $1,500. Let's look at it. Runs and drives.
It's got to be worth more than that. Give me $1,700.
It says it has a 4.8 liter. It says it has a 4.8. How can it have a 4.8 liter? Now I'm sad. I should have looked. Good thing we didn't bid on that, thinking it had a 6.0 in it. It has a 4.8. Not even a 5.3 in it. My gosh. I would have thought that all those U-Haul trucks would have had 6.0s in them. That's kind of rough. $2,000 for it. Huh. But again, it's still a LS engine
Give me $2,100.
with 141,000 miles on it, so it should still be good.
New blood. I want $2,100.
That's still an okay deal, but I'm just sad that it doesn't have a 6.0 in
For
it.
$2,000. Let's see
That's
who is watching.
unless they got
New
the
bid increment $25. Give me
unless
new
it
bid
just marked it wrong.
$2,025.
Like a big dent in the door. I didn't
New
even
bid
see that.
$2,050. New bid $2,075. New bid
Why is
$2,100.
it's still going? It won't quit. They want this one.
Going twice for $2,100.
Okay, it's going twice.
More.
So, I mean, it's GMC too. It's not even the Chevy one.
Sale for $2,100.
And it's on an if sale. So, again, for anybody that doesn't know, the if sale is it didn't meet the reserve, but they will call the people that it belongs to and they will ask them, it's like, hey, will you take that bid amount? If they don't want to take that bid amount, they'll say, hey, I'll take this amount. And if you don't want it, you don't have to take it. And you can also counter offer. It's like, well, I don't want to give, $3,000. I want to give $2,500. How's that? Maybe they'll take it. So that's how the if sale thing works. Our 2007 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon is up. So it was
Asking for
$6,800. There's a lot of pre-bids on this one. Even a 2007 two-door Jeep,
About to close. I want
It's worth more than that.
Bid $7,000. Asking for $7,100.
I don't know how much this one should get, but
Bid $7,200.
7,000 seems a little bit low. At least 8,500, I would imagine, on this one. I mean, it has a few modifications on it,
Asking for
and the miles
$7,300.
was 138,000 miles on it, so that's not
Ready to
awful.
find one. I need $7,300.
Yeah, you can check the Carfax,
It's got to be worth more than that.
and they
Give me
list
$7,300.
vehicles in that year and how much they go for.
Is
And
anyone
I'm
paying
pretty sure
attention?
this is
Asking for $7,300.
worth a little bit more than that, unless there's something wrong with the title or something like that.
Going
Automatic.
twice for $7,200.
It doesn't say anything's wrong with it, so I don't
need
think this one's going to sell either.
$7,300.
If it does, that's going to be a
Asking
good
for
deal.
$7,300.
Let's see what it sells for.
Asking for $7,300.
Because I've been looking at Jeeps before I bought mine, and
Can everyone see this? I need $7,300.
these are not cheap. Jeeps hold their value.
New bid increment $25.
It's crazy.
Give me
They just lowered the bid
$7,225.
increments to $25, so they got 7,200,
Going twice for
7,200 on it right now.
We're not there yet.
And they're trying to get a little bit extra money on it. 7,200. Nobody hit the
No sale,
$25.
the reserve was not
Nope.
met.
It definitely did not go, and I didn't think it would.
Next item,
So
2012 Kia
on to the next one. And here is our Ford Thunderbird. $100 on it. $100.
New bid $300.
$300. What happened to $200? $400? What's going on here? I was going to bid on that. Yeah, might not like that though.
Going once for $425.
$425. Wonder if they're going to sell
It's
it.
a classic.
It is a classic.
I want
It is now.
$525.
Didn't used to be.
New bid increment $25. Asking for $450.
So it's like
Selling all
$700, and they're going to sell it no matter what. Non-running vehicle. Buy it or not to buy
Going
it.
twice for $425.
It's so solid. $425. So it's like,
Sold for $425.
oh, too late. I hesitated. I was about to hit that button.
2007 Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Anyway, on to our next one is our 2007 Grand Cherokee Diesel. And I know nothing about that. What does it say about
Bid
this thing?
$825.
Starts,
$925.
runs, rough. Ugh. Oh, it's a Mercedes 3.0 liter Mercedes
$25.
diesel. Definitely don't know anything about that. It would be cool, but man,
About to
no
close.
knowledge would not be good.
New bid $925.
I mean, I like the winch. I like the bumper. For almost $1,000, you could almost part it out for that and have the cool bumper and stuff to put on something else. A diesel, Mercedes diesel, and a Jeep.
I want $1,025.
What else does it say? 3-inch pipe,
Going twice for
ABS,
$925.
wheels. Oh, it's got custom rims on it too.
Sold for $925.
Well, it sold for $925. I don't know anything about that.
2009
You guys are going to have to tell me if that's a good deal or a bad deal, because I don't know. Nothing about the Jeeps. And with that, we are out of the cars that we looked at. So make sure to check out Indiana Public Auto Auction here in Indianapolis. It's on Madison Avenue. I don't know the address. Madison Avenue somewhere. 1340 South Madison Avenue. That's where it's at. So a lot of people have asked me, where's that auction at? Well, it's at 1340 South Madison Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana. So go by, check them out. Stop in online and check them out as well. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Street Rat Garage. Until next time.